Hey guys, Jeannie here. I know it's been a few weeks since I have been on here for Let's Talk Life, weekly series about different topics every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And so today, because I came back from a 3-week journey, a trip of a lifetime, I've been planning it for, wow, almost 15, I would say about 15, 16 years. And I traveled through Australia and New Zealand the last couple weeks on a bucket list adventure. And it was amazing. And so I wanted to share with you guys why I feel like and what the key benefits are for traveling and traveling around the world. So if you're joining in live, comment below and let me know that you're here. And if you know someone who's looking to travel or is considering travel but is scared or not sure how to go about it or creating the trip of a lifetime, tag them, share this with them, and let them know that there are ways to go about it, and it's figuring out what it is that you want and inspired by, and go from there. And so, really, if there's one piece of advice that I would give to anyone, if I had one piece of advice, it would be to travel the world. And I don't mean small little vacations here and there or pre-planned trips with itineraries. Hey, Carol, thanks for joining. We're talking about the benefits of travel on my Let's Talk Life, so thanks for joining. The one piece of advice that I would give is to travel the world, make it meaningful. And I'm talking about journeying out to somewhere you've never been before with an open schedule, and let the vacation or the trip guide you and understand a little bit about the culture and the environment and figure it out what it is that you want to know more about or what it is that you want to experience, and go from there. There are cultures to experience. There are different foods to eat, people to meet. You will be amazed at what you will come across, especially when it's not planned. I mean, there are certain things that have to be planned, but just in general, it's amazing. And so, as amazing as travel is, we think that most of us need to wait years to explore a lot of the world. And I want to inspire you to travel more now. And I'll share some benefits that I found by traveling over my entire life. And at 43 years old, I have traveled to numerous places throughout the UK and all through Europe, and now Australia and New Zealand and the Caribbean and Mexico and Central America, and some really cool and interesting places. And what I've taken away from those experiences is priceless. And so the first thing I would say is you'll find a new purpose, right? And so Danny Kaye, he was an American actor and a philanthropist. Something he said was, to travel is to take a journey, but it's a journey into yourself. And I don't know that I would have understood that 15, 20 years ago, but now, after all of the travel and things that I've experienced, I can say with certainty, it really is a journey into yourself and learning more about yourself and experiencing others and relationships and the people that I've met. And my personal transformation, I've always walked away from a travel adventure with something that I'm taking for myself to help with my personal growth. And I love it. Traveling is an investment, but it's underrated. And it's an underrated investment in yourself. And so as you travel, you're exposed to more people, to new people, the cultures, what they eat, their lifestyles, than you are than living in your homeland, right? And I come from a very small community. It's about 3 miles long, and it's wonderful. But the joke is that when you're in this town, you never leave. When you grow up here, you never leave. And for some, that's true. But for many others, they leave and come back, or they travel and come back. But exposure into other cultures instead of just your immediate environment. It opens new insights. It opens different ways and perspectives of seeing the world and living. And it often gives people, and myself, my personal experience, a new purpose, right? And so especially if you're feeling stuck on what your purpose is and what you want to do with your life, career or education or relationships or just anything that you want to pursue, you might be surprised at what you will find by traveling. In fact, really short, short story, when I was 19 years old, I packed up a U-Haul and I drove to South Florida because I wasn't getting what I needed here, and that was figuring out what it is that I wanted, who I was, where I wanted to go, what I needed for me in my life journey. And so I packed up a U-Haul, I drove to South Florida, and I have to tell you, I was there for less than 12 months. It only took that long for me to figure it out. I came back and started my life. And I have to tell you, it's been an amazing journey. Another thing is you'll appreciate being home more. Now, traveling has its advantages, and I love it, and I'm still exhausted. Last night was the first night that I actually slept through the night on a normal schedule since I've been back. It has its advantages, but it's very nice to come home. It's so nice to come home, to see the people that you love. I came home, I saw someone very important to me, and then the next day I woke up. It was 3 o'clock in the afternoon or 4 o'clock, and two of my sisters were together, and I ran over to see them because I hadn't seen them, right? And so appreciating being home. And when you spend time away from home, especially in a place that we don't have some of the luxuries available to us because you're away, right? You just become more aware, more appreciative for the luxuries or your environment at home and those around you. And so it's just really, really cool. It gives it a different experience. I love traveling. I always say that. I will never stop, but I love coming home, right? And so another thing is that you realize that your home is not just a place where you grew up. So for me, where I'm living is a place where I grew up. Although I did leave for several years, I came back. But nobody realizes, this is a quote from Lin Yu Tang, nobody realizes how beautiful it is to travel until she comes home and rests her head on her old familiar pillow. And so the more we travel, the more we realize that our home is so much more than a town or a city or a state or a country that we've grown up in or that we're experiencing now. We realize that our home is the world, this planet, and where we become more conscious of how we are living and supporting one another, right? So it's so much more than that. And then another one is you'll realize how little you actually know about the world because it's so big. And you always hear, I've heard numerous times, the world is such a small place. It is and it isn't. Right? It's very large. There are many communities. There are many cultures and environments. There's so much to experience. You can't possibly know everything about everything and everything about every location or culture or community. It's not reasonable to think that, but go and experience it. St. Augustine said that the world is a book and those who do not travel read only one page. And if you put that into a perspective of your perception is only what's in front of you, it's your experiences. And so your experiences create beliefs. And if you're not creating or experiencing new things, your perception and your beliefs may never change, which means you'll eventually become stuck. Another thing is that traveling showed me that I realized that many of us, we all share similar needs, right? So Mark Twain said, travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness, right? But if you go out there and you'll see, not everyone feels that. Not every area is prejudice. Not every person has bigotry or narrow-mindedness or hatred within them. I mean, some of the places I just came back from are amazing. And the people are very kind and caring and supportive, especially, for someone who's not from there. They were more than willing to help, guide, talk, share. I mean, really, really cool stuff. So it's just a really amazing journey. many of the people that I stay in touch with now, I have made friends through traveling, right? And so you realize that when you're traveling, it is extremely easy to make friends. Um, I'm not one for small talk, but when I'm traveling, it's not about small talk. It's about learning and experiencing and sharing and what do you think? What have you experienced? What can you share with me? What can I share with you? Right? It's um, it's kind of magical when people can show up more raw and real and authentic, right? When they're out of their conditioned environment, and so that's what traveling does. And you'll also experience interconnectedness of humanity. Um, I mean, Maya Angelou, she's amazing. Um, she was an amazing woman, and I absolutely love her and her quote. And a quote from her is, "Perhaps travel cannot prevent bigotry, but by demonstrating all people's cries, laugh, eat, worry, and die, it can introduce the idea that if we try and understand each other, we may even become friends." So it doesn't mean we have to agree or believe in the same things, right? But having an understanding of somebody's experience and beliefs and perspectives, that's just part of it, right? And you begin to see how we all share similar needs and how our perspectives at home or of our home or of our life in general expands. And then we become friendly or friends with or close friends with people from other backgrounds and cultures. And that's how we begin to realize that we're connected. Um, you'll experience serendipity and synchronicity. Um, you know, the luck that takes the form of finding value or pleasant things that are not looked for, and coincidence of events that appear meaningfully related but do not seem to be causally connected, right? And so when you experience this, it's one of the easy ways, travel is one of the easiest ways to become aware of the magic that weaves all of the creation together through serendipity and synchronicity with perfect timing. And that was a quote from Adam Siddiq. And that's really it. I mean, the one thing that I will leave you with is that you will realize when traveling that life is a wonderful gift. And Helen Keller once said that life is either a daring adventure or it's nothing. And when I say what I think of as a daring adventure, it doesn't mean a daring, risk-taking adventure, but stepping out of your comfort zone, right? Because when you are at a point where your life is coming to an end, what is it that you will look back on? What do you want to look back on and see? What will you be disappointed in? What will you be grateful for and proud of? What is it that you want to be experiencing? Or what is it that you would have wanted to experience in your life? Right? When you look back and say, oh, are there regrets? So what is your purpose? And really, traveling for me has created so much more than I've ever envisioned. I'm not sure where my next journey will be. I mean, I am traveling in April for work, business, and also for a yoga retreat that I have been looking forward to and planning for almost a year. And everything's an experience, whether it's short or long. If it's a long weekend, it's a day trip, right? Somewhere. Go, get out there, experience new things. See outside of your comfort zone. And you might be surprised at what you find, not only in others and other cultures, but in yourself. So I'm going to leave you with that. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you back here next Wednesday for Let's Talk Live, another episode of Topic to be Determined. So have a great day, and thanks again for listening. And feel free to share if you know somebody who's thinking about traveling or stepping out of their comfort zone and has some thoughts around it or some questions around it. Tag them and share. Thanks again. Have a great day.